Today's story would not be possible if it weren't for Mac, who brought this video's topic to my attention. So, special thanks to you, Mac. And now, on with the show. The year is 1999. West Edmonton Mall's Phase 4 was opening. It was just a short time before this when this area was actually dedicated to a large department store. Originally Woodward's, back when Phase 3 first opened.
All of which you can acquire with this wonderful Christmas card from the official store of Christmas.
Woodward's, look at us now.
But they went bankrupt during the recession of the 1980s. The Hudson's Bay Company bought much of their assets, and even though they already operated a Bay location in Phase 1, they opened a second location in Phase 3. This was back when it was possible to operate 2 large anchor locations of the same department store in a single mall. It's not quite the same ballgame these days. West Edmonton Mall's newest phase brought with it the mega theater that would eventually put an end to all other theaters in the mall. There was a time, remember, when the mall had 3 other movie theaters, reportedly operating 34 screens. But all of the other theater locations would eventually close. While the acquisition of Famous Players by Cineplex Odeon was a fairly major contributor, there was also no competing with Silver City.
These are the first tickets sold at Silver City. Tickets to next Wednesday's premiere of Star Wars. Some of these fans have been in line since Monday.
The buzz that surrounded this theater when it first opened never really died down in the years that followed. Their main spectacle was a 3.5-ton animatronic dragon. Edmonton's virtual tagline was, "Have you seen the dragon yet?" At least for a time anyway. Now, we already spoke about what happened to the dragon in another video, but there was far more to this theater than just the dragon. It features a sizable arcade. The seats were wider and more plush than what moviegoers were accustomed to at the time. They reclined and offered more legroom. All of this might seem tame in today's era of VIP theaters with in-seat service, but back then, Silver City was the premier theater in Edmonton. It even featured novelty food choices. Coming out of the era where popcorn and candy were really the only choices at the movies, Silver City featured Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Baskin-Robbins, and even Starbucks coffee. As you can see, the theater was designed to be, better than the rest. Everything from the seats to the technology to the food and the decor, which went far beyond their main animatronic dragon. The hallway down to the theater still featured the statues of the steampunk flyers, and we can also still see Yoda and Batman. But when the dragon went away, another large statue went with it. Yoda originally stood across from where he does today. His current location was home to King Kong. King Kong may not have been animated, but his powerful stance stood in defiance of the biplane, which seemed to be engaging in a futile attempt at battle with the giant monkey, who no longer exists at West Edmonton Mall. Kong was removed at the same time as the dragon. Both statues were reportedly trashed. There is a rumor that either the head of the dragon or its claw was salvaged before destruction, but I've yet been able to confirm or debunk this. And that's where the story ended. Both statues were destroyed and lost completely. Or so I thought, until I heard from a fan. A fan who had King Kong living in his garage. Well, maybe not all of King Kong.
The King Kong statue was at West Edmonton Mall, Silver City. It stood alongside Batman, Yoda, and the dragon. King Kong arrived in my garage because my mom's boyfriend gave it to me for my birthday. He walked me into the garage and then hit the garage open button very dramatically, and then it revealed this giant wrapped marshmallow of some sort, and I slowly peeled back the layers and put the pieces together and what was inside. And it was very, very cool.
But how did it get here? It's kind of an interesting story.
My name is Wade and I know Mac. This is my lady son. And I first came across King Kong when I was working for an equipment rental company in Edmonton. And And the company that was doing the renovation was they were going to get rid of King Kong and Batman and possibly Yoda, and they were going to dismantle the dragon.
You heard right. Original plans had been in fact to remove all of the statues hanging above the theater lobby. As mentioned in our Dragon video, after it was shut off, there were issues with dust and other debris falling down from the Dragon, which stood directly over that center concession stand.
The construction plans changed through the course of the construction, and then I noticed that King Kong was gone, and I asked him what they had done with King Kong. And he said we had to chop him up so he could fit through the doors because he was too big. And I was like, oh my God, like what did you do with him? He said, well, he's in the bin. And I said, well, can I at least save like the head? And he said, yeah, go ahead.
But luckily for us, in the end, they finally decided to keep 2 of the iconic statues. Today, Batman lives where he always has. And with Yoda moving away from its original location, that left Kong, with his furry, hairy exterior. Moving Yoda to his location would be a double whammy, a more easy to clean, hard-shelled statue, and one which, I think most would agree, is more relevant, or at the very least, it's more popular. So, Kong came down. But before Mac got his hands on Kong, it went through an even more fun and interesting journey.
And then a few friends of mine would have these ice racing competitions out at Lexington. And so what we did was we took a car and we mounted them on the head of the car and did our ice racing out at the lake, and he would win the contest for the best dressed car. We had him on a little Mazda car, and it was a lot of fun and pretty zippy.
King Kong has never been known for his speed, but in those days, it was pretty darn quick all the same. It sat mounted on that car for years. And today, you can still see straps from where it was mounted onto the roof. And his fur is faded from a black color to a medium brown. But Kong still lives. So, the next time you're looking up at the empty ceiling at Silver City, Scotiabank Theatre, try to remember Beyond the Dragon. It wasn't the only casualty to be removed during the 2014 renovations. Remember the atmosphere, which was created not by just a single awesome attraction, but also a collection of rather unique statues and figures. Remember what was once Edmonton's premier movie theater, a theater decked out to a next level atmosphere. And when you do, remember King Kong. Did you get the chance to visit Silver City in its heyday? Let us know in the comments below. Special thanks to Mac and Wade for sharing their story, and for letting us all get a look at what remains of King Kong. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel, give us a like and a share, and maybe even visit our Patreon page. And why not check out one of our other videos, all about the greatest indoor show on earth, West Edmonton Mall. Oh, and thanks for watching.